It is Little League night, hence the organized chaos you see on the field right now. It is also a rivalry that takes on Ohio State and Michigan kind of status in the state of Indiana. It's the team up north and the team down south. They refer to each other. Tri-West and Danville, their first of two over the next couple of nights. We couldn't have better weather for you. Presented by Endeavor Communications here on the ISC Sports Network. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you. Tri-West, a team that played yesterday, did get beaten by Danville 9-3. But the Bruins are 12-5, and most importantly, they're 8-1, and they're tied for first in the Sagamore Conference.
Yeah, you got Tri-West trying to stay on top of the conference right now, and Danville trying to make things interesting. So let's play some good baseball tonight.
Making things interesting would be a good way to describe how Danville has played as of late. They're 11-8 and 5-4. That's solid, but they have won their last 5. They had a 5-0 week a week ago, and they are ready to take that momentum into tonight's contest. Quick look at the Tri-West batting lineup. Chase Hardman, the center fielder, will lead things off. Jack Catt, the shortstop, bats second. Brady White is the third baseman, batting third. Chase Holland, the pitcher, will bat fourth. Ethan Fry, the right fielder, bats fifth. Damon Catt, the left fielder, bats sixth. Reed Benner is the first baseman, batting seventh. Cohen Bear, the catcher, bats eighth. Blake Sonicson, the second baseman, bats ninth. And this is a Tri-West team that they get most of their production from spots 1 through 5 in the lineup.
Yeah, they're pretty strong 1 through 5, but, you know, to be a really good lineup, you need to get some kind of production from the guys at the bottom of the lineup. Let's see what happens this evening.
It's a Tri-West team that went 13-12-1 a season ago. So another win, they would match that number. We have gotten now to the pay window portion of the season. Tri-West, 8 games scheduled over the next 2 weeks before these two teams will be a part of the same sectional. These two are in sectional number 25, hosted by Crawfordsville. The Athenians are number 10 in the state this week, but fellow conference foes Tri-West, obviously playing today, and North Montgomery are receiving votes. Cole Miller is the pitcher that you will see on the mound for Danville. Cole 3-1 on the season with a 2.33 ERA. He has walked 5 and struck out 21 in 26 2/3 innings. Foul tip, and we are underway. And, Chris, for a second visit here in a row, we could not have had better weather. We were here back in mid-April, and now in this second week of May, it is absolutely gorgeous here tonight, 0-2.
It really is, and I tell you what, it hadn't been really good weather since we were here last, right? So the last couple days have been tremendous baseball weather. Let's enjoy it while we have it.
These two teams trying to fill out a busy schedule. This one hammered to center field for a base hit. Probably found a little too much of the plate at 0-2 there, did Miller.
No question. And Chase Hardman, as you can see, a very aggressive leadoff man, swinging right away. He gets a pitch on 0-2, kind of like you say, caught too much of the plate, drove it right back through the middle. Good swing, great swing.
I never want to fault a young man for throwing strikes. That's the one scenario where you're not well served by throwing strikes.
That's right.
Quick toss back. So next up is Jack Catt. He is the shortstop. He's batting .365 on the season with 3 home runs and 14 runs batted in. These two will make the trek up State Road 39 to play each other tomorrow. Foul tip back in the middle, the elevated fastball. Count goes to 0-1. That is the norm. You play the home game one day. If you get rained out, you'll simply play 2 at the away team site the next day. Then you kind of use that last week of the season to potentially do any makeup games that's needed. If the first baseman in Warner catches that,
it's really close.
Might have been an out at first base.
I'm with you.
Runner goes this time. He picked the right pitch to go.
Yes, he did.
He was going to steal it regardless whether Wenzel dropped that ball because he picked a curveball to run on. Wenzel trying to hustle and make the play at second, dropped the ball of no matter. So stolen base for Hardman. Runner in scoring position with nobody down. And this one roped. Third baseman kind of stopped in mid-throw because he knew the runner at second didn't get too far off the bag. The third baseman in Noah Origer makes the play, and there's a hard hit first out for Tri-West.
Good swing there by Jack Catt, but good play there by White, the third baseman. Makes the play, keeps the runner at second base.
So next up is White. White, the third baseman. You need to get that? You good?
That's my dog food alarm.
Kangaroo Court, $25 after
That's
the
right.
show.
No kidding.
1-0 the count. And I'm gonna bust your chops on that. Make that something better than your dog food alarm next time.
Well,
stop being so honest with our listeners.
I know. No kidding. I don't want to forget to feed him.
He'll let you know.
True.
Here's White. On the season, he's batting .302 with 9 runs.
Oh, wow. Look at here.
And a ball got away from the pitcher. They'll advance to third, and now the ball gets away from the third baseman. That's kind of the little league variety.
Wow.
But run will score for Tri-West just because of a couple of miscues in the field for Danville.
It's going to have to be an E2 on the catcher, and then probably I believe maybe an E4. I would think there was a second baseman that made the throw here to third base. So, yeah, actually it's a shortstop there. So E2 and E6.
So an unearned run to start the game. And the last time we were here and saw Miller pitch, he was kind of plagued by that as well in that game.
He was.
That was a loss to Crawfordsville back in mid-April. Curveball off the hands. First baseman has it. That's Warner. And there's 2 away. You know, what was notable about that game back in mid-April was the fact that Crawfordsville was cruising. They scored 4 in the first inning. They were leading 8-2 going to the bottom of the 7th. And Danville batted around, scored 5 before the final out was recorded. And that was the game where Crawfordsville's starter went to the top of the 7th, left the game. 2 relievers came in. He then came back into the game. And he got 20 of 21 outs in that one. Oreger off the hop.
Uh-oh.
And that one airmails the first baseman. Runner will stop at first base. Again, some issues in terms of throwing the ball around the yard, plaguing Danville.
Credit Holland for hustling down the line there, but I think a good throw gets him at first.
Agreed. Holland is the pitcher. Here's Ethan Fry, the right fielder.
Good swing.
And this one smacked the left center field for a base hit. Holland will stop. So good contact has been made now by 3 of the 5 hitters, 2 of those resulting in base hits.
Tell you what, I like the approach by the Bruins. I wonder if they had a pregame hitters meeting. They have all come out extremely aggressive. They're not letting many first pitch fastballs go by.
Well, again, when we saw Miller here a month ago, he got a lot of the plate. Again, that can be a good thing and a bad thing, but they are sitting
Yes, they are.
on that curveball.
We're going to have a play the plate here.
Rowe comes up the line, tag applied, got him. How about that arm in center field?
Wow.
That is Landon Skinner, who we will see lead off the bottom half of the first inning. Again, there aren't many high school outfielders that will make that play, so I agree with sending the runner. Make the center fielder make a beauty of a throw, and he absolutely did. Tag applied, got him on the backside as he went sliding by. That's it, and that's all. So 1 run, could have been more. The bottom half of the first we go. Tri-West 1, Danville nothing on ISC.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
The Danville Warriors, Coach Pat O'Neill's team. Let's show you their starting lineup. Landon Skinner, again by baseball rule. You make the great play in the field, you're going to come at the hit next, just the way it works. Cole Miller, the pitcher, will bat second. Ethan Walls, the DH, will bat third. Jack Warner, the sophomore slugging at first baseman, bats fourth. Oreger made that nice play on the line drive at third base, will bat fifth. Will Woolsey, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Aaron Brayback is the second baseman tonight, batting seventh. Ryan Wenzel, the catcher, will bat eighth. And Chase Copeland in left field, he will bat ninth. The pitcher they will face will be Chase Holland, who gets the nod on the hill today. Holland on the season, 4-1. This will be his 8th appearance. He has thrown 20 innings in total. He has walked 7. He has struck out 16. And opposing batters batting .315 against Holland on the year. Pearson is their ace. He's 5-1 with a 1.54 ERA. Holland gets the nod today. And clearly in terms of starts, decisions, and innings thrown, he is the number 2 for Coach Spence's Tri-West Bruins. So Skinner to lead things off. He is batting .296. The number, though, that jumps off the page in an era where seemingly kids in high school are hitting less home runs than they used to. Skinner has hit 5. In fact, he hit 2 in the same game in a doubleheader sweep against South Vermillion that took place on Saturday.
Get him while the getting's good.
So Skinner, one of 2 Warriors that will play at the Division II level at Purdue Northwest next season. If you don't know about Purdue Northwest, that is kind of the merge of a couple of different campuses a handful of years ago. Used to be Purdue Calumet, Purdue North Central, play at the NAIA level. Merged together as one athletic program, Purdue Northwest. They play in the GLIAC, which is the largely Michigan Division II league.
Nice baseball facility up there as well.
Nice facilities, period, at Purdue Northwest. Fouled back. Crowd mic takes it every time.
And our mics are really good. You can hear everything down there.
Counted 0-2. Missed that one high. Yeah, Purdue Northwest, one of now just 2 Division II schools in the state of Indiana. Alma mater happens to be the other one, the University of Indianapolis.
U-Indy.
Smacked. On 2 hops, shortstop, rifles over to first and makes the play. The throw that time by Jack Cat over to Reed Bennett, and there's one down.
That's played by Jack Cat. Fields it cleanly, makes a strong throw over to first base for the first out of the inning.
Mentioned my Greyhounds are going to be playing in Marion, Illinois in the GLVC tournament starting on Thursday. The Marion, Illinois is the place where the Colt World Series went to after leaving Lafayette.
I was just going to say that.
I knew that would ring a bell.
Yes, it does.
0-1 the count. I believe the team in Marion plays in what, the Frontier League, Pioneer League, something along those lines? Like one of those summer independent leagues, I think.
I'm not sure. You could be right.
Oh, the whiff that time by Miller. And Miller the pitcher, but he's been a regular member of the batting lineup, batting .351.
Good breaking ball there by Mr. Holland.
And got him fishing again. So a strikeout, and there's 2 away. First strikeout authored by either pitcher today. Here's Ethan Walls. Walls the DH. He is batting for the shortstop in Williams. Walls hitting .316 with 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Danville as a team has hit 10 home runs. They have done that from 3 different players. And not surprised, they are batting spots 1, 3, 4 in the Danville lineup.
There you go.
Warner awaits on deck. If it gets to him, 1-1 the count.
Holland looks really good here early in the game. Really good mound presence. Seem to be hitting his spots very well.
Warner able to lay off of that one. Just missed.
Just missed.
Let's note you hear kind of the wind rustling our microphone. This is kind of the rare day where the wind's kind of blowing almost in from the east a little bit, more northerly as well. It is a gorgeous day. This one, sky-high pop-up that will reach the seats. By the way, 315 down each of the lines here in Danville. 350 the power alley. 370 to straightaway center. So as high school fields go.
I like those mentions.
Right, pretty fair dimensions. It's going to be a longer poke today because the wind is coming straight in, either from center or left. Off the end of the bat foul, we'll do it again.
It's a good job there by Walls to foul that pitch off because Holland's trying to throw that breaking ball, started down the middle of the plate, have it fall right off the plate, so the batter's just whiff right by it. Great job of hitting to give himself another chance here.
Ooh. Outside corner got him. Sitting on the outside corner, Walls watches that one go by, a backwards K, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Warriors. Bruins come to bat when we come back. They lead at 1-0. Presented by Endeavor Communications here on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast. And contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Rocket, bullet train, hummingbird. Did you get the drift? It's called speed. That's the level of speed you can have when you get internet from our friends at Endeavor Communications. And Endeavor is thrilled to bring this local sports event to you today. Bringing internet speeds of that level is the way that Endeavor helps rural communities succeed. I understand that having access to reliable internet can make a world of difference, and Endeavor provides that solution to you. Cheer on your favorite teams and stay connected with high-speed internet. For more information, visit weendeavor.com. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you. I think we can jump the gun and let people know this. You and I are working the Friday night of the high school baseball state finals this year. Finals June 16th, June 17th down at Victory Field.
I can't wait, sir.
Can't
wait.
These two teams would have to go through the southern half of the bracket to get to the 3A state final. The good news is you avoid Andrea that way.
And that's good news.
I'll give you the bad news here in a second. The bad news is that Jasper on enrollment has rotated back down to 3A. You got to go through the always tough teams from Jasper, now back in the 3A draw. And Silver Creek, also in the 3A draw, has the current longest streak of consecutive sectional championships of baseball.
Wow.
One of many schools that have won 5 in a row.
Wow.
That's in for a strike. This is Reed Bennett. He is the first baseman, batting .250 with 6 runs batted in. 7, 8, 9 coming up this time through for the Bruins. Off the hands, inside out.
Oh, that's
swing,
fair ball.
fair ball.
Yes, it is.
And Bennett will make the wide, turn it first. He's going to try to leg it out to second. He's got it in stand-up variety. That is a perfectly placed bloop double for Bennett.
It's a good piece of hitting. Keeps his bat in the zone, kind of fists the ball over the third baseman's head, lands just fair, gets himself a 2-bagger out of it. Good job, Reed Bennett.
That literally hit off the line.
Yes, it did.
And again, the left fielder thought it was going to be fouls. He kind of held up. And not surprised to see Bear look to put a bunt down because we kind of said this to start the lineup. Hey, the averages pop to you. Top 5 guys north of 300. Of the bottom 4, Benner's the only one hitting north of 200 of this group. So not surprised that Bear immediately get a guy on second base, show bunt.
Play a little small ball at the bottom of the lineup.
Third baseman can't come too far in because he's got to hedge towards the bag in case Bear puts one down. That time he was taken all the way. It's in for a strike at 1-1.
Which tells us that Cole Miller would most likely be covering the third base line on a bunt attempt here.
And if I'm the first baseman in Warner, I've got to be coming in a little bit more.
I would agree.
And he does it absolutely now. He waited until he saw Bear square. As soon as he did, well, your eyes, as in you viewers out there, the thousands of you I know that are watching this, were looking at our shot from center field. I was looking at the first baseman trying to read him, and he was on a dead sprint as that ball was delivered home.
And when you're bunting, you got to make sure you're bunting at strikes. That's a tough pitch to get down. The Cohen Bear just tried to bunt at. Got to let that one go.
Good. Ball got away from the catcher. And with that, runner will advance. So now Bear don't worry about moving him over.
Nope.
The wild pitch does that job for him, and now he can swing away and try to add to his total of 4 runs batted in this season.
There you go.
And for a moment, Wenzel on that previous off-speed pitch, I thought he controlled it pretty well, but just kicked far enough away from where Benner could scamper on down to third. Corner infielders in, middle infielders playing back. Doesn't
strike.
matter because Bear went fishing and Miller gets his first K of the game. And there's one down.
Big strike out there for Cole Miller. Get himself an out here. Now take a deep breath and go right at this batter here, the 9-hole hitter.
So here's Blake Sonicson. Sonicson, a senior, second baseman. Only hitting a .05 on the year. Let's have 2 runs batted in.
Watch us pull a suicide squeeze here.
He was swinging away on that one.
Yes, he was.
And if I'm Sonicson and I see middle infielders back, I'm just thinking just
Ground ball.
get one past the pitcher.
That's what, like that.
Pitcher did a great job of just
Oh,
kind of a hit and hope, so to speak. Hit him in the glove behind his back, knocked it down. Great job by the third baseman to wait to make sure it cleared him. It didn't, so he stayed. Get the out at first base.
yeah, that's a great point you make. That is tremendous base running by Reed Benner. I would say you normally in high school would see a lot of base runners get thrown out on that play right there.
Ball gets by the catcher. Here comes the runner home. Benner. Pitcher couldn't get there in time, and another wild pitch. And another run without benefit of a base hit scores for Tri-West, and it's 2-0.
Wenzel just couldn't get his body over there to block that one. Another run here for the Bruins.
Base is empty with 2 down. Hardman scored the run last time through. One of 3 solid base hits for Tri-West in the top of the first.
Just really want to comment again on that. That's a really good base running play there by Benner because, again, you see so many times the base runner don't allow that ball to get past the pitcher, right? You jump the gun and it gets you in trouble. So just really good job, and it gets him a run.
4-pitch walk issued by Miller. So Cat hit it hard to the third baseman his last time up. Benner stole a base, and you would think with 2 outs he could be in motion here again. The pitcher clearly was in agreement as he tosses over. So Hardman, stolen base earlier, his team high 10th of the season. And as a team, Tri-West has stolen 49 bags. That one broke through the zone, couldn't stay at the knees, and
It's a good pitch.
count 1-0.
That one had a little too much bite to it. Great shot by the center field camera there.
Runner goes, and again, that and by the little things Trey was doing really well. He squared the bunt just to give a little bit of a something to think about for the catcher. Basically, that was his way of a take when he squared the bunt on that one.
And it did just enough where Ryan Wenzel drops the ball back there.
Yep.
Easy stolen base for Mr. Hardman.
2-0. Curveball misses. 3-0. Miller not prone to walking a lot of batters. He had walked just 6 in 28 innings so far this year. And he has thrown 7 consecutive pitches out of the zone. Throws the fastball that time, knowing hitter was taken, and easily found the dish.
Well, I can promise you Jack Cat won't take that pitch again right here. Good breaking ball.
Yeah, Cat thought he was going to see fastball again, and didn't.
Yes, he did.
Count 3-2.
Now here's the question. If he throws it on 3-1, he will throw it again on 3-2. And he took it.
Yep.
Good at bat.
So back-to-back walks have kept the inning alive for Tri-West. Here's Brady White. White had one on his hands that had a tapper to the first baseman his last time up. Turns on this one. Shortstop makes a diving play. You're not going to get anybody out. However, because the shortstop made that play, he likely holds runner at third. And the bases are loaded now.
I think he most certainly holds that runner there. Good job to keep the ball on the infield to save yourself a run.
So here's Holland. Holland reached on an error by the third baseman last time up. Curveball dots the inside corner and top of the zone. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Now, Miller again made a mistake in the first batter at 0-2. Found too much of the plate. Let's see if he goes to school on that. Good job to spoil that pitch. That was a solid pitch on 0-2.
Tremendous pitch. I think it would have been strike 3 potentially. Good job by Chase Holland being the opposing pitcher, knowing what the zone is and fouling that pitch off.
Holland, 2 home runs and 12 runs batted in this year. Got him on that one. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. A double, a single, 2 walks, but just 1 run. through 1.5. It is Tri-West 2 and Danville nothing. Back in a moment. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network. Thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Vince Morales, David Kahn, Sean Walker, Aaron Scheibel, Becca Kelly, Jason Porter, alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. Full house today at Danville. There was a line from one of my favorite shows growing up, given the fact that we're the same age. My guess is it might have been yours, in living color as well. There was a line about a movie theater. Admission may be reduced if no movie was showing. You might be able to charge people to sit here and stare today. It's that pretty of a day.
Yes, sir.
Here in Danville.
In living color. Wow.
You didn't think that reference getting made today, did you?
Makes me think back to Fire Marshal Bill.
I was going to say, I may call the bottom of the 7th as Fire Marshal Bill.
Wanda. Jamie Foxx.
There's only a handful of characters we can reference on this broadcast, so I appreciate be careful with that. It's judicious, if you don't mind. 4, 5, and 6, Warner, Origer, and Woolsey steps to the plate. Warner, the stat that jumps off the page at Jack, other than the fact that he doesn't look like a sophomore, does he? Pretty sizable kid, left-handed hitter, is that this is the 20th game of the year for Danville, and he has driven in 22 runs. And we saw him play as a freshman last year as well. He clearly is a young man that has a pretty bright future in this sport. Well, his head coach and Coach O'Neill, as a guy that has coached current major leaguers, only been a scout in Major League Baseball as well. Certainly help him along that path.
You don't have to know a lot about baseball to know that if you have more RBI than games played,
you're doing all right.
You're doing all right.
This one lifted foul. Yeah, you are in Hack Wilson territory if you're doing that. And that's an even older reference than In Living Color.
There you go.
That is the all-time record, kids, for RBI in an MLB season. Hack had 190 in 1 year.
Crazy.
Warner just found where the top of the strike zone is. Holland has now struck out 3 consecutive batters, the last 2 looking, and there's one away.
He's on a roll right now. Good pitch. Perfect spot.
And it's a little bit of a big zone, but as you've heard me say numerous times, I'm okay with that.
That's very fair.
First pitch swinging.
That's
Origer
trouble.
off the edge of the bat. Second baseman backs up and gets out of the way. And you are right. Nobody really was in a spot to take charge on that one. So a CNI single gives Danville their first base runner and base hit of the game.
Greg, you've mentioned it a couple times in this game already. That hit there was a product of the conditions out there.
Yeah.
With the wind blowing in as hard as it is, that ball just kept pushing back toward the infield, and the outfielders couldn't get to it.
This is a gentle one-club breeze today. I had a game last Monday where the field, I'm trying to think, would have been facing southwest. This is facing northeast here. But the wind was coming straight in from right field. And I have never seen a game where the outfielders were playing so close to the infield.
Wow.
Where you could have fit players in a softball diamond, and they would have been
playing
fine.
200 feet, 220 feet
200
away.
in, yep.
Wow. Oh, great job, Cohen Bear.
And as you'd expect in a game like that, of course, 13-12. So 3-0 the count. Here's Will Woolsey. Will going to head to play at Purdue Northwest next year as well. He's batting .333 with 5 runs batted in. And he takes a 4-pitch walk.
You know, I always wonder how that happens. A pitcher's going along, just cruising, and all of a sudden, a 4-pitch walk.
They're 17 and 18-year-old kids.
Yeah, there you go.
As a baseball dad,
you go.
Live that.
Yeah.
Aaron Bray back now at the plate. My partner had one son that played both at Indiana and Purdue. Has another that's tearing the cover off the ball these days at Purdue Fort Wayne.
Mastodons.
Ray back looking for a bunt base hit. He's going to get it. They throw it. Never should have thrown the ball. Runner will score on the error. Let's see if they may. Yep, right fielder bobble the ball. So his second run's going to come around and score. Throw will go all the way to third. 2-2 is now the score because of the error on the throw. And bunt base hit for Brabeck. But the reason why I said that ball, you'll see it right here, why the ball's never been thrown. Second baseman was late to cover. And that's the case where you eat the throw.
Absolutely.
So on the error, Origer and Woolsey come around to score. And this one hammered to left field.
Good
that
swing.
will get down for a base hit. So Danville will jump in front 3-2. Wenzel, the catcher, hustles into second with an RBI double.
That's just a really, really good swing there by Ryan Wenzel. He gets a fastball in, and he turns and burns on it, drives the ball down the left field line, gets himself a two-bagger.
So Danville with a pretty quick reversal of fortune. Trailing 2-0. Courtesy runner will come in here for the catcher in Wenzel. As Brandon Neffendorf will come on to run for Wenzel. You're right, Holland retired the first 4 batters he faced, had 3 consecutive strikeouts, and all of a sudden the wheels have come off as 4 consecutive runners now have reached, and the first 3 have come around to score.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. I mean, he really was cruising through, the first inning and a half or so, and then, like you said, man, he is just the wheels have come off right now. So now, coach goes out, talks to him, try to settle him down, get him back on track. Still a lot of game left, a lot of good things that can happen still.
Tri-West did play yesterday. Lost to Avon by a score of 9-3. Most of the losses that Tri-West has had have come to 4A competition. The only 3A school they have lost to is Frankfort. That's their lone conference loss. That coming last week in 4-1 fashion. Reference the fact they are 8-1 and currently tied for the top spot in the league with North Montgomery. Their 2-game set with North Montgomery is next week, the final regular season week of the season. Here's Chase Copeland. Copeland, the left fielder, batting .360 on the year.
Good to have a 9-hitter hitting .360.
It's not bad. One thing that I've seen from Coach O'Neill's lineup is that he's rotated a few guys through. Copeland bangs that one to left field. Runner, we're going to make the turn, throw up the line, but perfectly timed it. For the second time in 2 innings, we have an outfield assist, one for each team. This one from the left fielder.
That is a tremendous throw by Damon Cat. But I'm telling you right now, better be careful. This runner, he may be ejected from this game because that collision at the plate, there was a little forearm shiver at the end that probably was, they say no. So good for the base runner there. I think that's Ryan Wenzel. Good that he gets to stay in the game, but man, that was close.
And there was a little confusion in terms of how that was handled. In other words, like no ejections with the umpire signaled.
Right.
The catcher goes, "Excuse me, counsel." He goes, "No, he's out."
Yes, he's out.
He's saying it was a legal play.
Correct.
Is what he was, so,
Correct.
So the run doesn't count. It's an out. It's an out at home plate, but it's a legal play. And again, it was such a bang play. I would agree with that too.
So that'd be a single, and he gets the second on the throw there.
Correct.
But just a really good piece of hitting there by Chase Copeland. That ball smoked.
And how about the throw from left field? That was Damon Cat.
Yep.
That made the throw in. So 2 down. High hopper. Third baseman. Fires and safe. No error there. That's simply Skinner hustling down the line.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a turf bounce there doesn't hurt either.
Well, that play there, when White kind of waited back, the only way you're going to make that play is if you run through it and try to pick it on the short hop and run through and make the throw. But when you wait back, it's going to be too tough to make the throw and get the out.
So infield single. And the inning continues. Runners on the corners. Here's Miller batting .351. Line drive, caught. And the inning is over. A lot has happened in 2 innings so far of this one. Danville 3, Tri-West 2. Top of the third when we come back to Danville as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Wenzel with the smash down the left field line. For Wenzel, his 11th run batted in this season. That makes it 3-2 in favor of Danville. And again, we have seen two outfielders, one for each team, throw a runner out at home plate in the first 2 innings of this game.
Don't see that very often at all.
This seems to be my baseball luck these days, where I'm starting to get this Jan Bozier effect. Crazy things happen when Jan's on a broadcast. You and I were chatting back and forth about the college baseball game I had last Tuesday.
And that was between who?
Indiana State and Illinois. Sycamores now are top 25 in 3 different national polls.
Really good program that Mitch Hannes is running over there.
They have won 20 of 21 games, have the Sycamores. So for Tri-West, Fry, Cat, and Benner, 5, 6, and 7 due up this time through. So Danville sent 8 to the plate. 3 scored. They had 4 base hits in that inning.
Greg, I think it's safe to say this game's not going to end 3-2 because I'm telling you, Tri-West swings the bats well.
So here's Fry, who singled his last time up. Yeah, they had 3 liners to center that were right back through the box. Fry batting .312. He's got 15 runs batted in. We referenced the amount of 4A schools they had lost to. They played Center Grove over the years, the #1 team in the state. Lost to McCutcheon as well. Avon yesterday. Tri-West has games against Lawrence North and Pike coming up there over the course of the weekend. By the way, congratulations to Coach Winsen Reed at Lawrence North. Just picked up his 500th win earlier this week at LN.
A lot of wins.
Swing and a miss. Miller. Now back-to-back strikeouts going to the last inning. Has 3 in total. And retires the leadoff man for the first time in 3 tries tonight.
That's what you want to do. Keep the leadoff man off the base.
Here's Damon Cat. Only $125 for Damon, but he had a base hit last time up. That is a fair ball. Third baseman Orger got him by a step. And there's 2 down.
Nice play there by Orger. Fields it cleanly, makes a strong throw over to first base to get the second out of the inning. Nice job.
Curveball in for a strike. Here's Benner, who had that kind of inside-out swing for a double his last time through.
Well, always amazed by your memory, Rakestraw. Did you mark it that way in your book, or did you just go off memory there?
Say it convincingly, people will believe you. It was just last inning, buddy. Warner did not handle that well. That'll be an error on the first baseman. And in between hop, yes, and in his defense, too. That's somewhat of a sun field right now in first base, hence the shade you see going, but that's one he's got to handle.
Yeah, the other thing, too, this is your home field, so you have to know that.
Yeah.
You got to plan for that ahead of time.
I'd much rather have this field knowing you got a true hop every
Correct.
time.
And that's the one, when you hit the ball, when you're playing defense, infield defense, you have a turf field like this, when that ball hits and it bounds in the brown dirt area or brown carpet area, as an infielder, you got to know you got to come charge it.
Yep.
You got to come get it right away because when you stay back on that, you're going to get eaten up by the hop.
Here's Bear, who struck out last time. Starting catcher.
Good pitch.
Right down Meridian, 1-1 the count. These two teams will potentially see each other again in the sectional in 2 weeks. And they'll play tomorrow. That one got away from the catcher, so now a runner in scoring position without benefit of a base hit. And these two are both in sectional 25, which is hosted by Crawfordsville. We saw the Athenians here a few weeks ago. Crawfordsville will play Tri-West. That will be worth the price of admission alone, watching those two play each other.
Yes, it will.
In game 1. Then Danville gets Weibo in game 2 of that sectional. Lebanon and Monrovia round out the two other teams in that sectional 25. Count it 2-1.
Greg, we have a really good crowd out here today, sir.
It is Little League night. Three and one to count.
If you're Cohen Bear, you are sitting dead red fastball here.
He got one and popped it up. Warner, first baseman, drifting over. Has a beat on that one. No issues tracking that one down. And for the first time, a 0 goes to the top side of the board for Tri-West. Danville coming to bat with a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the third. As you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
All of our baseball games this spring on ISC, presented by our buddy Mark Gallion and NSR, the National Scouting Report. You only get one chance in the recruiting process. Don't waste it. NSR is dedicated to finding scholarship opportunities for athletes who possess the talent, desire, and motivation to compete at the collegiate level. And Mark specifically specializes in baseball. His son currently plays at Miami of Ohio. Give Mark a call, 317-339-6721, or email Mark Gallion. That's Galyean at nsr-inc.com. And alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. One of two baseball games that are simultaneously going on with our production crews with ISC. One of the top teams in 4A, Mount Vernon, is playing at Greenfield Central as we speak. John Herrick and Jim Leisure handling the call of that one for us tonight. You'll see replays of that all week long on the ISC Sports Network. As always, I want to thank Amy Harvey and the rest of the great staff here at Danville for having us out. This concludes our athletic year at Danville, in which we broadcast multiple football games, boys soccer, boys basketball, girls basketball, and baseball as well.
Do it all.
Already working on the schedule for next year. Our plan is to be here for every home football game this coming fall here at Danville.
Wow.
You may be getting a phone call about that.
Wow.
Curveball just missed off the front of the plate.
Just missed.
So 3-4-5, Walls, Warner, Ortiger. Trio due up for Coach O'Neill's squad. The count 2-1. Had a chance to catch up with Pat before the game, as I often do. One of the many great guys in this sport to talk to here locally. Count now 3-1. Let's note that Pat is not down the third base coaching box tonight, because Pat had a bit of a medical scare here a couple of weeks ago. Ball 4. So leadoff man is aboard for the first time for Danville in this game. But Coach O'Neill suffered a mild stroke in a game here a couple of weeks ago. Now, Pat is doing fine. Pat is coached from the dugout. He has been back for the last week. But put a scare into everybody in the baseball community locally. But thankfully he is doing well, and he is doing his best to stay calm in the dugout. Now, knowing Pat, that's not going to happen. But he is at least in the dugout and taking a different vantage point while he continues to be on the mend.
Kudos to Coach O'Neill to be comfortable enough and confident enough to be able to take a step back and then trust his staff to help out and do the job as well.
So here's Warner. Swing and a miss on that one. He struck out looking last time up. However, now, since Warner struck out, 6 batters in a row reached for Danville. Fastball misses off the corner. 1-1 the count. And activity, by the way, has begun in the bullpen for Tri-West. So Garrett Osborne is loosening in the pen for the Bruins. And thankfully, that hit the protective padding, because that was a few inches from getting across, kind of that almost the area where you're looking at right now as you see Osborne loosening in the pen. There were some folks that might have been sent scampering had that padding not been as high as it was. Count at 1-2. Foul ball.
Well, Holland wanted to go upstairs on that one. He missed his spot big time, and that pitch was a little too hittable right there.
This one towards the dugout. And foul. So Warner continues to spoil some pitches. Just missed. And I'm not sure that standing up to get a high target that time from Bear did his pitcher any good, because I think if Bear is in a normal squatting position,
and the umpire can see it a little better,
might have gotten that call. Misses that one high. Now, frankly, I think Bear was trying to get that ball out of the zone and get Warner to chase, and he didn't. So I think the intent of that pitch was for it to be out of the zone, which is why the catcher would kind of stand up in that position. This one sent the other way to left field for a base hit, and absolutely well done by Warner. So the first two batters reach the inning for Danville.
That is a tremendous piece of hitting by Jack Warner. Not trying to do too much, just fights a ball in the left field to get himself a base hit. Really well done.
And when you're the cleanup hitter, sometimes you fall in that trap thinking, I got to drive the ball every time. No, your job is to get on base and move the next guy over.
Keep the line moving.
1 through 9. Doesn't matter.
That's right.
Especially with 2 strikes. Here's Origer. Showing bunt and did offer, so that's a strike. He got a single. That was the flare behind the second baseman. Because, yes, I remember every at-bat in this game so far. That kind of got things started. Again, tries to show the bunt down, and that's in for a strike. And you wonder, hey, how often these guys practice bunting? Well, the answer was today. Our crew was here early enough to tell you that they took BP today, literally. First 3 times before you take a swing, put a bunt down.
That's right.
Every Danville player.
That's trouble.
Center fielder was playing shallow, so it's not. You're right.
Yep.
It should have been trouble.
Correct.
Because the center fielder was playing so far into Hardman. He's there at deep second to make the play, and there's one away.
Good job there by Hardman coming in, making that play. Keeps the runners at first and second still with 1 out.
Here's Will Woolsey. Woolsey walked and scored last time up. That's in for a strike as he and Origer scored on the bunt and then the errant throw to then tie the game at 2. Second baseman hedging towards the bag. And Woolsey hits it right where he was. Great diving effort to knock it down. And they've got a runner caught up behind the plate. Now they got a runner coming home. They will throw home, not in time. Sliding in to beat the throw. And it's now 4-2 Danville. Well, that is a base hit by Woolsey. And then because Warner was getting involved in a potential pickle at second, that allowed Walls to come around and score and make it 4-2.
I want to give credit to Braybeck to keep the, for Sonicson to keep that ball
correct
on the infield and then give themselves a chance to get it out.
That'll be a swing and bunt. First baseman will step on the bag to get the out. Second of the inning. Warner and Woolsey advance, but Braybeck retired 3 unassisted. And there's 2 down. Here's Wenzel. Wenzel, only player in the lineup batting under 200. One of just 2 batting under 300, but has the hardest hit of the game for a Danville player. Smacked one down the left field line last time up.
He got a fastball up and in, and he just absolutely tattooed. See if Holland starts him off with a breaking ball here. Yes, sir.
It's like you played the game at a high level or something. Those that don't know, my partner played at Purdue University for 4 years. 0-1 to count.
Ooh.
Just missed. A little high. A little high. Yep. Made the home run where it's got you. Yep. Just a little up. One on 1 the count. Ooh. Literally same spot.
Yes,
and
it
got
was.
the same call. 2-1.
Yep. Very consistent. That's all you can ask.
So he comes back with a fastball and count it 2-2. And we say, hey, the average has not been great for Wensley. Still been productive. He's got 11 runs batted in. One of 5 players in the lineup for Coach O'Neill today that has double-digit RBI in the season. He offered, no need to ask. He went swing and a miss, and the inning is over. But Danville has 3 runners reach. One comes around to score, and we are through 3 in Danville. Warriors lead at 4-2 here on the ISC Sports Network. The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here. Welcome back on this gorgeous Tuesday evening. Cole Miller trying to continue the Danville streak. They have won their last 5 in a row. 11-8 now in the campaign are the Warriors. 9-1-2 coming up this time through for the Bruins. Sonicson, Hardman, and Cat, the trio due up for Tri-West. These two teams will play again tomorrow, just up State Road 39. Tri-West was receiving votes in the coaches poll coming into the week.
8 miles or so away?
About 7. Yep.
Okay.
There's a little construction project in the middle that kind of makes that drive a bit more painful than it needs to be.
Correct.
Said that about a lot of places right now. So Sonicson hit a ball that he thought was going to give him an RBI single. Cole Miller's been leading a good life apparently, because behind his back he knocked it down with his glove and prevented a run from scoring. This one smacked. Center fielder was coming in, but puts on the brakes. That's Skinner, and there's one down.
I tell you what, Blake Sonicson's numbers don't look good average-wise.
Yep. He's hit hard twice, right?
Really hard 2 times. I've liked both of his swings so far in this game. He looks like a really good young hitter, in my opinion.
So here's Hardman. Hardman has come to the plate twice, reached twice, stolen a base twice, scored once.
And he was just fooled once right there.
Yeah, he just ducked under one right there.
Literally.
Hardman batting .422. Foul ball. 1-1 the count. Hardman just a sophomore.
Wow.
So you'll be hearing about him over the next couple of years to be sure.
Center fielder, leadoff man that can hit.
2-1 the count. Yeah, Hardman and Cat, they're 1-2 hitters, both sophomores. 3-1 the count. Tri-West top pitcher is a junior. Fry, who's batting .312, is a sophomore. So this team's best days may be ahead. They're having a pretty good season right now. And again, Hardman has reached for a 3rd consecutive plate appearance. Last year, the Bruins 13-12-1 and went 8-6 in the Sagamore. Cat walked his last time up. And turns on this one. Left fielder drifting back at the fence, makes the play. Running going to try to tag from first, and he absolutely will. Heads up base running by Hardman. And again, I think on a different day, that's a home run.
I would agree. That ball was hit really well by Jack Cat. He struck that one well. But again, that wind's blowing in really hard right now. Directly in, so just couldn't get it out of the ballpark.
Into the teeth of that wind.
Tremendous base running there by Chase Hardman, though. Knowing how deep that was, knowing he can advance a second, that's a big-time play because a base hit now scores him.
Here's White.
There you go.
And White asked for a base hit, just gave you one. And Hardman flying around the base pass. So, again, the little things being done well by Tri-West. They're back within 1.
Again, that's the Chase Harmon run right there. I mean, advancing to second base on that deep fly ball on the tag up. Then it only takes a hit to get you in from second base, and he can run already. So that is tremendous baseball there by Chase Hardman.
Ball in the dirt low. RBI for White, his 10th of the season. The count at 2-0.
2-out RBI hits are such a hard thing to do in baseball.
Good looking move. We got to be able to get back in time because lead was not overly significant by White.
Hate to see Miller waste that good of a move on such a small leadoff.
At the knees for a strike. So here's Holland. Holland reached on an error.
Holland hadn't looked very comfortable at the plate today.
Ground ball, shortstop. We'll go the short way to second, and the inning is over. Tri-West claws one back, but we're now halfway through this one with the Warriors enjoying a 4-3 lead. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks to our friends at Endeavor Communications. And our final trip to Danville for this academic year, at least for sports. Our crew will be here showing the Danville High School graduation coming up in a couple of weeks. We do a handful of those over Memorial Day weekend, in addition to the boys volleyball state finals, which this year played at Lafayette Jeff.
Nice.
The all-new Crawley Center.
Nice, nice.
For Danville, 9-1-2, Copeland, Skinner, and Miller, the trio duo.
Have you been in the new Crawley Center yet, Greg?
I have not, but we had a crew there. We did the semi-state that was played
Correct.
there.
That's right.
And I've heard it is wonderful,
It is beautiful.
as all of the athletic facilities are at Lafayette Jeff.
Yep.
Copeland singled last time up and thought that was going to be good enough to drive home a run in Ryan Wenzel for Damon Catton. Absolutely threw a dart from left field to get the courtesy runner in Nefferdorf. Catcher and Bear runs out of real estate. The count at 0-1. This marks the second trip through the lineup now for the Warriors. High hopper.
Oh, good
Third
job.
baseman charges.
Good job.
And had time to throw a lollipop to first base to get Copeland one down. And again, lessons learned. You and I were talking about kind of a player on each team not taking advantage of that high turf hop. Third base absolutely did and made that an easy play.
Yeah, you got to come get that ball right away. And I even thought at first the shortstop was going to come try to make that play, and that would have been really tough. But great job by the third baseman coming in, taking that.
Here's Skinner. Skinner singled last time up of the infield variety.
That's Brady White, by the way. It's a nice play there.
Count at 1-1. It's a young Tri-West team. Popped up, they'll reach the seats. Holland on the mound, a junior. First 5 batters in this Bruins lineup, either sophomores or juniors.
Ooh.
Curveball just missed. They ask if he offered. The answer is no. Count goes to 2-2. Off the end of the bat, that one will drop for a base hitting, and Hardman was playing shallow, but couldn't get there in time. So 1-out single for Skinner.
good job. Landon Skinner just keeps it bat in the zone, gets it off the end of the bat, gets himself a single, gives his team a chance to get something else on the board.
Just off the plate. Miller lined one of the shortstop his last time up and struck out back in the first.
You know, I always love listening to the different walk-up songs, right? You got Cole Miller with the California Love walk-up song. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that came out in 96, 95, 96.
Yep.
Was he wasn't alive.
Not even close, no. Liner, second baseman's got it. Throws to first, diving back in the bag in time is Skinner. So Miller has hit it hard and found a glove. Back-to-back at bats, 2 down.
Yes, he has 2 lineouts. Baseball is tough sometimes.
Here's Ethan Walls. Walked and scored last time up. Walls 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in this year. Plays off with a high fastball, 1-0 the count. If Walls can keep it going, then Warner awaits on deck.
Good pitch.
Yep.
Great pitch. It's something you don't see a lot of. Pitchers going on that inside corner in high school baseball.
Not sure that was entirely by design. I think Bear was giving him a target outside.
I think you're right.
Kind of crossed up his catcher, but a beneficial mistake. 3-1. Do you think about sending the runner here on 3-1 to get him into scoring position?
I would. Absolutely here.
Thought it was against your leadoff man at Skinner. Had a pretty good lead last time. He's staying put, though. It doesn't matter because it's a walk, and he'll make his way to second with Skinner, and Walls will work a walk for a second consecutive plate appearance.
Working on that on-base percentage today.
Here's Warner. Warner singled his last time up, going opposite way. Found the 56 hole on the left side.
Ooh.
Turns on this one. Right fielder drifting back. Seems to have a beat on it, and he does. That's Fry, and the inning is over. So Danville strands 2. We are through 4 in this one, with the Warriors enjoying a 1-run lead here on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Today's game, a service of Endeavor Communications. At Endeavor, we believe in investing in our local communities and striving to make life better for all. Another way that Endeavor is helping communities succeed. Understand that having access to reliable internet can make a world of difference, and we're here to provide solutions that you need. Cheer on your favorite team like the Danville Warriors to stay connected with high-speed internet. For more information, visit weendeavor.com. Alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw, with you. Thank you to Vince Morales, Sean Walker, David Kahn, Aaron Scheibelhut, Becca Kelly, and Jason Porter. And we want to congratulate Aaron and Becca from our staff because they inadvertently signed up for a triathlon this weekend when they ran the Flying Pig Marathon down in Cincinnati. And let's just say the wonderful weather on Saturday morning for the Indy Mini was not replicated in Cincinnati with the Flying Pig. But they may have inadvertently qualified for Kona with their times on Sunday. So congratulations, guys. Counted 0-1 as Fry will lead this inning off for Tri-West. Fry 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Went fishing on that one, did Ethan, and the count at 0-2.
Miller's really pounding that outside corner here to Fry.
Brings it back on the inside half, and Fry, inside out swing, lefty is there and makes the play. That's Copeland, 1 down. So here's Damon Cat. Got a single and a ground ball to third base in his plate appearances so far today.
And as we talked earlier, really nice outfield assist earlier in this game.
Miller trying to pick up his 4th win of the season. In fact, we were here for his lone loss of the campaign, the game against Crawfordsville.
Looks like he is using the DeMarini bat there, and I think that is called the Goods. That is probably the most popular bat on the market right now.
Kind of 1 and 2. What was your bat as a kid?
Well, as a kid, it was all about Easton.
Yep.
And then I got to school, and I had to get rid of all my Eastons because we had a contract with Louisville Slugger. I literally had $500 worth of bats sitting in my locker that I could not take out of my locker in college because they were Eastons.
Got it 2 and 2. Got him outside corner. Hooked that front door of the strike zone, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, I had a maroon and gold Easton that was fairly new. I used my senior year in high school. And in that summer, I bought the Easton C-Core, that bat, and that thing was loaded.
So you could use that when you played Legion ball or collegiate travel ball during the summer.
You got it. Oh,
and Miller thankfully didn't touch that.
Yes.
He already put his glove behind him to knock down 1, but kids, don't do that. Don't put your bare hand out like that.
Yeah, that thing's a little too precious.
So Benner has now reached for 3 consecutive plate appearances. Here's Cohen Bear, excuse me, and he has made some significant plays at the plate in this game for Tri-West.
Wow.
Pretty remarkable that he hung on to that ball, isn't it?
Every one of them. I mean, he has been good back there.
Yeah, that was a throw by Cat that Bear was able to track down, and we had that on all of our camera positions for you to show you that play that he made in the bottom of the 2nd, where the lead would be 1 run larger.
Cohen made another play earlier in the game where he dropped and blocked the ball to keep a runner off out of scoring position. That was really well done.
Toss back. And again, you would think that, again, with bottom of the lineup rolling through, you might send the runner here. Benner has been able to advance on a couple of wild pitches so far in this game. And now it's a chance to do it again. That ball goes all the way back to the pitcher.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
So Benner now stands on 2nd with 2 down. Similar scenario played itself out the last time Benner was in the base pass. Bear popped up to the first baseman to end the inning.
Ooh.
Curveball, beauty, in for a strike, 2-1 the count.
It's a really big point in the game right here because that runner at center at second base is super huge right now. Base hit ties this game.
Inside out, and this one will drift past the bullpen. And the count goes 2-2. There's a little activity in the Danville bullpen currently, in case it's needed. Keep an eye out on that as well. Curveball a little high. Full count now.
Not sure of our home plate umpire's name. Well, actually, both umpires have done a tremendous job in this game thus far. A lot of bang-bang plays at the plate.
Miss it high. Couldn't snap that one off in the zone, so 2-out rally going here for Tri-West. Here is Sonicson. Sonicson 0 for 2, has made solid contact both times. Courtesy runner will come in. And I believe, let's see, who is that at? Nope. Coming in for Tri-West.
Number 7.
Jake Roediger, senior reserve.
You know, it's not always, I would say this, where you feel really comfortable with your 9-hitter coming up that's hitting under, 150. But I'm telling you, Sonicson had 2 really good at-bats in this game thus far. There's another one.
Right fielder coming in, won't get there, base hit. Runner will come around from third. Throw cut off, no play. We're tied at 4 runs apiece.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. He has had some really good. He really should be 3 for 3 today. I feel bad for him, and his average would really jump up. But that's a big hit at a big time for his ball club.
It's a tie game at 4 for Sonicson, his 3rd run batted into the season. We're going to have a quick conversation for Miller. He has now seen all these Tri-West batters 3 times. But I'm not sure a pitching change is coming here. This may be just simply a conversation because Hardman is batting .422, and he's reached base all 3 times he's been up.
Here's a situation here in the game, Greg, where you have first and third. You have Sonicson on first. Sonicson looks like, to me, that he runs really well. I may try to do something first and third here to try to get him to second base because I want Hardman hitting with 2 runners in scoring position if I can here.
Conversation is over. Miller will stay on the mound.
And I wonder if that part of that conversation was strategy and how they would defend this potential first and third situation. Worst case scenario, you want to get in some kind of rundown and make sure you get the run in. But I would love to see them try to get runners at second and third for their leadoff man here.
Hardman does have 12 runs batted in this year. Curveball, a beauty. In for a strike. Sonics and 2 stolen bases. He takes off. They're simply giving him the bag.
Yep.
They're going to put all their emphasis on Hardman. And is it the move that has drawn the attention of the coach in the dugout in terms of
I don't know
the conversation we just had?
I'm not sure what the issue is here.
Yep.
I didn't see anything. But I tell you what, home plate umpire put a kibosh on that really quick.
Pretty pointed conversation in that
Yes.
to stop that.
But more importantly, we now have an 0-2 count on Chase Hardman, who is a very good hitter. His batting average north of 400, and he's got a hit in this game. Big time situation with 2 runners in scoring position in a 4-4 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning.
So the count now 0-2. Yeah, I kind of watched that replay just to make sure. Is he saying that's a balk? Is he not coming to a stop? And I didn't see anything in terms of the
I don't know.
the movement towards home plate.
The problem is he's now iced his hitter. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that there.
Hardman does have a hit in an 0-2 scenario already in the game. He was the first batter to the plate and was able to accomplish that feat.
I think he's going to have to hit the big curveball here.
So, courtesy runner is at third. Sonicson at second.
Got the big break. Yep, got the big breaking ball there, and he fouled it off.
That'll reach the seats. And it's Roediger that is the runner at third base. Curveball misses high. 1-2.
I think that's a really good call, but it's a questionable take there by Hardman. He kind of ducks under a little bit, but I think that ball was up.
It was. That one bends around him, 2-2.
Savvy baseball player and hitter there, getting that bat out of the way.
Ooh. Smacks this one off the end of the bat. Center fielder and Skinner has plenty of time to make the grab, and the inning is over. But Tri-West plates 1. They have scored a run in 4 of the 5 innings so far. And we're tied at 4 here in Danville on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Oreger, Woolsey, and Brayback, 5, 6, and 7 coming up this time through. They're tied at 4. Holland on for his 5th inning of work. Key game in terms of the conference race. You can say that for these two teams, at least in this league, this year and next year. And then after that, kind of unknown at this point. It's Tri-West, Danville, and Lebanon were asked to leave the party by the other members of the Sagamore Conference a few weeks ago. Some schools that we're familiar with, North Putnam, Greencastle, South Putnam, will replace them in this league. Tri-West, Danville, Lebanon trying to kind of like Harrison and McCutcheon.
I was just going to say, we've had some of those issues in the NCC.
Trying to figure out what's next, and obviously Logansport is leaving the NCC as well. So is there a potential for those two larger Lafayette schools to work with three growing schools from kind of the Northwest Indy suburbs?
Mm-hmm. I've heard the speculation, but I'll keep my mouth closed.
Possible. Everybody's kind of looking around the room at this point. Me, you.
Exactly.
If I can make an In Living Color reference, I can certainly make a Chris Kattan, Will Ferrell SNL reference. Me, you. 0-1 to count. Oreger singled his first time up and scored and flew out to center field his last time up. And the count goes to 1-1.
Good
curveball, a beauty. No doubt about that, in for a strike. Activity continues in the bullpen. Double hopper, second baseman, great diving effort. Slings over to first and gets the out. That is really well done by Sonicson, one away.
Have a day, kid.
Yep.
Very nicely done there by Blake Sonicson.
Although that is Warner, the first baseman, who is loosening in the pen. He's the last guy due up this inning in terms of batting ninth, so good time for him to be a little loose in case he is needed. Here's Woolsey. Reached twice, scored once. And this one lifted foul. Woolsey batting .333. Pops him up. Shortstop. Third baseman. Third baseman. 2 down. Here's Braybeck. Braybeck, a bunt base hit his first time up. And a ground ball to the first baseman last time through. Braybeck batting .259 of the season with 4 runs batted in. And a sky-high pop-up against center fielder. Plays shallow, but not that shallow. Shortstop's got it. And for a second time in 5 innings, the Warriors are retired in order.
Wow.
To the top of the 6th we go. Tied at 4 in this conference and county rivalry here on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Today's game presented in part by NSR and Mark Gallion. That is the National Scouting Report. You only get one chance. The recruiting process, don't waste it. NSR is dedicated to finding scholarship opportunities for athletes who possess the talent, desire, and motivation to compete at the collegiate level. Give Mark a call at 317-339-6721 or email him, Mark Gallion, that's Galyean, at nsr-inc.com. So Miller on for his 6th inning of work. We saw him go the distance here in a loss to Crawfordsville back in mid-April. He'll face 2, 3, and 4, Cat, White, and Holland.
Gotta love these workhorse pitchers, man. Guys don't want to come out of the game. Competitors.
Cat has walked once, lined out to the third baseman, and flown out to left field. He's 0 for 2 today. Curveball in for a strike. No activity in either pen right now. Just missed off the corner. 1-1 the count.
This has been a very, very well umpired game today.
Also, third straight bender that Miller has thrown. 2-1 the count. And this one lifted foul.
You know, Greg, you and I talked quite a bit about this off the air, about all the problems we're having with umpires, the shortage, and you know, I think it's good that we give umpires credit when they do a great job as well.
Absolutely. Full count. 3-2. And it's this sport that seemingly is the one that maybe that officiating shortage is most felt in.
You got it.
And there is some concern, you know, the law of unintended consequences, that, you know, there is the emergence of boys volleyball. Foul tip, didn't catch it, good Wenzel, so we'll do it again, and they'll give Wenzel a little time to make sure he's all right after that one. So home umpire will walk this one to Miller. But as more sports add boys volleyball, again, our efforts were televising the final in a couple of weeks, becomes an IHSAA officially sanctioned sport in the next couple of years, more schools are going to play it, that officials pool will get shortened even further.
Correct.
Curveball missed high, leadoff walk. It's the second time that Jack Catt has worked a walk today. So here's White, who has singled the last couple of times up.
Well, let's see what happens in this inning. You know what they say about leadoff walks. So this is late in the game, leadoff walk you never want to see, but definitely not late in the game.
I want to put this in perspective. The 3 times, or the 2 times that the leadoff man has reached for Tri-West, they've scored both times. So White, as the 3 hitter, has at least in that first pitch try to put him over. Pop that one back to the top of the netting.
That's interesting here. I mean, White's got 2 hits on the day already. He is your 3 hitter.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd be more apt to kind of let him swing away here, but I get it. I get it.
Puts the bunt down and again pops it up, so the bunt gets taken off at 0-2. And again, I understand from a, obviously you're going to play for 1 run here. Get that. Also understand that, we talked about the top of the lineup from a stat standpoint. It's pretty stat heavy.
That
As
ball
this one
smoked.
lifted to center field, but again, Skinner has it in his sights, and there's 1 down. But the guys in the bottom half of the lineup handled the bat pretty well today. Damon Katz batting $125. He's got a base hit. Benner's batting .250. He's hit twice. And you've detailed the great job that Sonicson has done in 3 plate appearances today. It's all for mood as White lifts a fly ball to center field, and there's 1 down. In there for a strike. Holland 0 for 3 today, but did reach on an error on a ground ball to third. Went fishing on that one. 0-2 the count.
And that's the pitch that's been his kryptonite tonight. It's just been really tough for him to lay off of.
Holland batting .357 on the season. And went back to the same exact pitch. 2 down.
It's a big out right there for Miller.
Strikeout 5 for Cole. So here's Fry. 1 for 3. Smacks this one. Right field line. And foul ball. Just turned foul.
Oh, man.
That was a foot away from being a potential go-ahead double.
I would love to see a replay on that. And here we go. Let's look.
I thought it was the right call.
Oh, it's hard to tell.
Right.
I saw the right fielder kind of looking back, hoping that he got the foul ball call. Man, that's close. That is real close.
Ground ball. Second baseman couldn't pick it. Stopping at second base.
Oh.
Can't go back and fix that now. So another error against Danville. And the inning continues now for Damon Cat.
Danville has not been clean defensively in this game. Some mistakes they'd like to have back.
Really only played a role in the first run. Everything else has been earned. Clearly will play a role now. And this one turned foul. Cat struck out looking his last time up. And this one missed high. We've seen a couple of different pitchers loosen for Danville.
Good pitch.
I don't think Miller is bumping up against the pitch limit yet. Count it 2-2.
Yeah, that's close. Bachman, make sure you step off before you separate your hands there.
Off the end of the bat, right fielder coming in. Has it. That was Woolsey that made the play, fighting the sun, but able to make catch in right field. The second time tonight, Tri-West puts a 0 on the board. We are tied at 4, going to the bottom half of the 6th on ISC.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
8-9-1 coming up this time through for the Warriors. Wenzel, Copeland, Skinner. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Danville with 3 in the second and 1 in the third. Tri-West with a run in the first, second, fourth, and fifth innings. It has been a constant presence on the base paths for Tri-West batters today. For Danville, it's come more in bunches. So Wenzel doubled his first time up and struck out after that. This marks the third trip through the lineup with the 8 and 9 hitters coming up this time through for Danville. Again, these two will face each other tomorrow up in Liston. Holland on for his 6th inning of work. And activity continues in the Danville bullpen. That's Warner that is throwing if needed. All is quiet on what would be the eastern front, where the bullpen's located for Tri-West.
Ooh, 3-0 count.
And you'll think Wenzel will get the take side here.
Oh, yes, sir.
Not close. And the courtesy runner will come in for Wenzel. So they'll pick the speediest member of the lineup to head to first base. That'll be Nefferdorf that will get the nod. This is the second mound visit of the game. But again, there's not been any activity down there for a couple of innings, so Holland will have to work through this at least for a little bit. And don't exactly see anybody kind of heading down that way just yet. They're going to make a move, though. They're going to say that
he was ready.
That Osborne, who was throwing a couple of innings ago, is ready. So a pitching change coming up here for the Bruins. Here's what Holland was able to do in 5+ innings today. So Garrett Osborne, this will be just his third appearance of the season. He has thrown 2 1/3 innings. 5 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, has not struck anybody out. So Osborne, the senior, comes on in a pivotal moment and will need to get a couple outs here to try to ensure the Bruins stay atop the Sagamore Conference standings.
Yeah, Garrett Osborne's have to come in here and overcome the leadoff walk. You got to really do everything you can to not let this gentleman score.
And you also have to think with the number 9 hitter coming up
Sean wants to know where Frankfurt is ranked in conference.
that he'll have to be asked to put one down here, or almost you would think that whoever your best bunter that isn't in the game might be asked to come in and pinch hit here. The idea of just putting one out knowing your best hitters are now the next guys through.
That's right. And with how late you are in the game, if you can scratch across a run here, you may be able to get out of this thing with a victory.
Now, I continue to reference, first place and things like this. You may be asking yourself at home, well, I wonder how the Sagamore Conference standings are shaping up right now. North Montgomery and Tri-West are 8-1. The Athenians of Crawfordsville are 6-3. Danville and Frankfurt currently tied for 4th in the league at 5-4. Lebanon's 3-6. Webo is 1-8, and Southmont is 0-9. In case you were wondering about those conference standings.
Good baseball programs in that conference.
Yes, they are. And clarification by home plate umpire, and again, this was on the lineup that Tri-West put together. They had listed Holland as both the pitcher and DH. So Holland will maintain his spot in the order as the 4 hitter. So Osborne comes on to pitch. Again, Copeland shows bunt and proceeds to bunt that one into the stands.
And the reason that Chase Copeland bunted that one in the stands, folks, when he lunged out to bunt at the ball, his barrel dropped way below his hands. And when that happens, the angle of the bat is going to force the ball to go up in the air.
Nefferdorf, pretty good lead over at first base. Stays put. Copeland taken that time and count as 1-1.
So watch the barrel drop below his hands. You see the barrel's on the field, on the turf, and you just can't do that. You won't bunt successfully that way.
Swinging away, and a little Butcher Boy play. Third baseman drawn in, bounces it right over for an infield single.
Very well done there. Now it's going to get interesting. Landon Skinner now up, your leadoff guy, but this is a perfect time to lay down a bunt to get guys in second and third for your 2 and 3 hitter. Let's see what they decide to do here at Danville.
He's got a pair of base hits in this game to Skinner. Got 5 home runs and 10 runs batted in. First baseman playing in. Third baseman has to stay by the bag. Skinner shows bunt. Runner ventured too far off the bag.
He's out.
And he's out.
So Cohen Bear, going to give him credit. That is a tremendous heads-up play by the catcher, and he's got a really strong arm. But you just can't get thrown out there. You can't get backpicked there.
It's a 2-6. 1 down. But runner now will get to second base on the wild pitch. There is nothing that Bear could do about that.
Nothing at all. You know, the lesson to be learned on that play is you see this a lot in high school baseball. First and second situation, catcher backpicks a runner on a bunt attempt. See the bunt down. If the bunt is good enough, you will advance to third base. If it's not, you'll be thrown out.
Fastball dots the outside corner.
But what you can't do in that situation of the game is get backpicked and come running off the field because you got thrown out at second base.
Got now 3-1. Skinner should get a good pitch to hit here.
Yes, sir.
He did.
He did.
Just didn't do much with it.
Yep.
Sprayed it foul.
You let that one kind of get a little too deep in on him and kind of fouled it off over the first base side of the plate.
So if you're Osborne, what are you throwing here on a full count? What's your location?
I'm going to paint a fastball on the outside corner.
That's where he was setting up, just missed the target.
Yep.
Just missed it too far wide. So Miller, and he's lined out twice. Struck out the time before that. And action begins immediately in the Tri-West bullpen. And Bayer is going to go out and, frankly, talk to his pitcher, but really he's buying time.
Absolutely.
For the potential next pitcher to come in. A little sidewinder action taking place now in the Tri-West bullpen.
And those guys are never fun. Righty on righty sidewinders. No, thank you.
And frankly, the next hitter is a righty for Danville. Then you come back to the lefty and Warner batting cleanup.
Really good young hitter, Jack Warner.
I've got a pair of binoculars in the car. They do me no good there. Let's start bringing them with me into the press box. Welcome to 46, right? And now here comes
there it is.
The conversation.
I like this. A lot of coaching going on right now.
Like this game has some importance to it.
That's right.
And again, the move doesn't have to be made here. There we get a look at the Tri-West pitcher and Lucas Kirby that is loosening in the pen. I think he's saying, I'm good. I read his lips saying, I'm good. I'm ready when you guys need me. Kirby on the year has had 6 appearances. He's 1-1. He's thrown 11 2/3 innings. Osborne will stay on for now. They'll at least get to start this hitter, and we'll see what happens after that.
First and second, 1 out.
Okay, let's note, catcher meeting, first meeting. Second meeting was coach, so
Yes.
the next time a coach would leave the dugout for this pitcher,
It's got to come out.
got to come out this inning. So here's Miller. Fastball got him.
So these are situations in the game where I always like to tell my offensive guys to be aggressive in the count because the pressure is on the pitcher, and they have to get ahead. You want to try to hit a fastball early.
He got one.
Like that.
Between the shortstop and third baseman. The runner's going to get the wave around. Throw coming up the line. Tag didn't hang on to it. Did not hang on to it. He's safe as Copeland, and it's 5-4 Danville. He may have beaten the tag anyway, but when that ball came flying out of the mitt, that ended any sort of doubt. Let's take a look.
Just a really good play. Again, another throw by Damon Catt right on the money, but the ball arrives at the same time as the base runner, and the ball gets away. But, man, we've seen some really good baseball plays throughout this game.
I think he was safe regardless in that scenario.
I'm with you.
So Miller will have a courtesy runner come in for him. And it's Carson Corwin that is at first base now. So give Miller his 12th RBI of the season.
And here comes your pitching change.
On the play, Skinner goes from first to third. And now there will be a pitching change here. So Osborne sees 3 and gives up 3 base hits in the process.
You know, I go back to that bad Greg. I just think that's really good hitting by Cole Miller, as I was just saying. In those situations, a hitter, I mean, there's no reason for you to feel like the pressure's on you. You go up there relaxed, and you're looking for something hard and kind of middle in that you can really hit hard, and he did that. Gets himself an RBI single.
I gave you some of Kirby's numbers just a moment ago as he was loosening. So Kirby, 11 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 13 earned runs. He has walked 8. He has struck out 10. Opposing batters hitting .314 off of Kirby. And looking at the Tri-West pitching staff numbers, Pearson is unquestionably their ace, and Holland their number 2 that we saw as their starter in today's game. And their staff maybe a little more taxed. They had a non-conference game yesterday against Avon. and lost that one 9-3. Danville trying to extend their winning streak to 6 consecutive games.
Getting hot at the right time, sir.
And unfortunately for Osborne, he is now on the hook for the loss because he is charged to, that run is charged to him that Copeland reached off of him. So a no decision for Holland today. Now Danville trying to make this, give Miller a little more breathing room in the 7th, or let's see if they go to Warner or somebody else to potentially get the save. Here's Walls. He has walked the last 2 times up. Batting .316 with 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in.
Good pitch.
It's in for a strike.
Judging from that first pitch, if you're Ethan Walls, your approach needs to be to drive this ball as hard as you can over the second baseman's head, because they're going to stay on that outside corner.
Opposite field swing. This will be in foul territory, and they'll run out of room.
That is one of those situations, Greg, where if that ball is in fair territory, not in fair territory, but in foul territory, you need to think about letting that ball drop, because you really can't afford to give up another insurance run here. And that's something as a defender you have to think about ahead of time, or else you'll never be able to do it when the play happens.
Reached out and lifted this one. Foul territory, third baseman drifting, chasing, and couldn't make the read. That's White. And just, you could see he felt uncomfortable with it the entire way.
Yeah, Brady never looked comfortable on this play, but that's a big mishap there, because that would have been a huge second out.
New life here for Walls. A little low. Had a lot of the plate for 0-2, but a little low. Swing and a miss. Wow. Got him with a changeup. So 2 down.
Folks, that pitch right there strikes out 90% of hitters, because that coming from the side, that ball looks like it's starting behind you anyway. That is tough on a righty. Now, if you're Jack Warner, you really like this look.
Comes back with the fastball. You almost wonder if he kind of threw that almost like as a forkball grip, because when you throw sidearm, almost kind of knuckles as it comes out. Count at 1-0. Good looking cut, just didn't make contact.
Folks, I'm going to get a little bit out over my skis on this one, but I've been trying to figure out who Jack Warner reminds me of. Wake Forest Demon Dean is the new #1 team in the country right now, and they have a 6'5" first baseman, sophomore first baseman named Nick Kurtz, who he reminds me of. Nick Kurtz will be a top 10 overall pick in next year's draft. He is a special player. So if Warner can follow in his footsteps, he'll be doing just fine.
Count at 1-2. Good job by Warner to stay alive. Spoil the fastball. Warner a single back in the 3rd at the opposite way. Fly ball to right field last time. He's 1 for 3. Again, spoiled it. Looking ahead for Tri-West, they send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate in the top of the 7th. They have gotten a runner on base in every inning so far.
And 7, 8, 9 have been pretty darn good for Tri-West today.
Line drive,
beautiful.
Caught. Second baseman was hedging that direction, made the play, inning over. But Danville got the run they need, and they take a lead at the top of the 7th, trying to score this rivalry win on the first of 2 over the next 2 days. Back in a moment on ISC.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. and fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Well, we saw Jack Warner warming up in the bullpen kind of around his at-bats the last couple of innings. They're going to ask him to come on and get the save. Miller currently is in line for the win. And look at Cole, 6 innings of work on the mound for the Warriors today.
Cole Miller was very good. Second time we've seen him be really good this season. So he gives himself a chance to get a win and also get his team a win in a big rivalry matchup.
So Warner is 1-1 with a 5.57 ERA. He has now appeared in 8 games. He and Miller have thrown the most in terms of appearances for Danville this year. Warner's averaging a couple of innings an outing. He's thrown about 16 1/3 innings on the season. 17 hits, 13 earned runs. He has walked 16. He has struck out 19. Opposing batters hitting is .239 against him. The problem, though, has been those walks.
Well, and you say that, Jack Warner has thrown 4 warm-up pitches right now. 3 of them have not been close to the zone.
Yep.
The last one was.
He's hit the ball at least twice so far.
Yes.
So Benner, Bear, and Sonicson, the trio due up. By the way, Woolsey has come in from right field to play first base for Danville. Copeland has moved from left to right for the Warriors, so it looks like they've got a new left fielder in the game, and we'll track him when we get the opportunity. And for Tri-Western's trying to get this to Hardman, who has been awfully tough to get out in today's game.
Yes, he has.
So Benner has reached twice and scored twice. He and Hardman have been the 2-run scorers today for the Bruins.
If Warner can find the strike zone here, this is going to be a really tough at-bat by Reed Benner because Warner's got kind of a funky delivery.
By the way, Evan Bowdy is on deck for Tri-West, which is interesting because they're going to bring another lefty in Bear's spot against Warner.
No thanks.
That's in for a strike. Lefties kind of naturally have that 3-quarter delivery. It's what Warner's got off the mound. Yep, bell tie for a strike.
Yeah, that, my friend, is just not a very fun at-bat for a left-handed hitter. No, thank you.
But he hit him. You can kind of tell that he was flirting with that the entire time. So Bennett reaches, leadoff man is aboard. And Bowdy may now be asked to do something completely different at the plate. So Bowdy is batting in Bear's position. Bowdy on the year is 2 for 18. They're going to have a pinch runner in for Benner. So once again, Roediger will come in to run. But this is for the first baseman, so not as a courtesy runner, but as a pinch runner, and then Benner can re-enter if it gets to the bottom of the 7th.
Tell you what, I would much rather have, if I'm going to lay down a bunt here, I know Cohen Bear didn't look very comfortable doing it in the last at-bat, but, man, it'd be so much easier for a right-on-left in this situation as opposed to this left-on-left deal.
Evan does have 1 RBI on the season. Shows bunt, watches that one go by for a strike. I know Evan's dad, Steve, is here watching today's game because I went to college with his dad.
Nice.
Father Steve, a pretty doggone good baseball player in his days at the University of Indianapolis. Again, Bowdy shows bunt. Bowdy got out of the way. And I think the catcher thought it might have clipped the bat. It did not. He was thinking it might be a foul ball. The answer is no. And again, that's a sound call. Immediately, home plate umpire looks at the dugout and says no. No contact there. So without laying down a bunt, the runner's in scoring position.
Still try to bunt him over to third, get him over to third here with Do you have? Oh, you do have. No, you don't have an out, right?
So Bowdy swings and misses, and now the bunt is taken away. But if I was Bowdy in that position, I'd look at the first baseman and saying he's playing back. Lefty is going to fall down the other direction. I would have thought about trying to bunt for a base hit. Not now. Not with 2 strikes. And Warner slashes that one across the zone, but misses that front corner.
I'm telling you, man, this is not a comfortable at bat for
No.
left on left.
Count now 2-2.
Yep.
Got him on that one. So Bowdy comes up empty.
Like I said, that's just a tough deal. I mean,
Yep.
Warner's got that, like I said, it's a little funky arm action, and then especially when you start throwing that breaking ball like that, you just can't stay off.
And
of it.
frankly, he dropped down even further on that one.
There you go.
That was more of a almost a sidearm delivery. So here's Sonicson. Little pop to the mitt that time.
You know, give Sonicson his credit. He's been very, very good today, so he has been clutch. Let's see what he does in this at-bat. Good pitch.
Literally went from outside corner to inside corner.
Very good sequence there by Warner. If I'm Warner now, I'm going to throw that nasty breaking ball. I'm going to try to throw a back foot slider here, see if he can throw it by him, get him to swing through it.
Went straight fastball instead.
Went to the fastball, so now I think even more you set up that back foot slider. If he can throw that pitch that he just threw to Bowdy, that's going to be really tough for Sonicson to lay off of.
Count it 0-2. Line drive, past the shortstop, into center field. Runner's going to get the wave around. Throw will come home at home plate. Hopped over the catcher. We're tied at 5. We have Sonicson, his second RBI of the day.
So I've been giving Blake Sonicson love all game, all right? He came into this game hitting 105. He now should be 4 for 4 in the game. He's had some tremendous at-bats in this game. He is a tough out. I don't know how the heck he's hitting 105. I mean, I just don't understand it.
So here's Hardman now with a chance to push Tri-West in front.
Good pitch.
That misses.
Good pitch.
Hardman retired as a putout for the first time, his last time at the plate. He is 1 for 2. He has walked twice. He has scored twice. I'll try to drive home a run here. That one got away from the catcher.
You know, now you think back to that last half inning for Danville, not being able to get an extra insurance run really comes back to hurt you.
Go ahead run. Now at third base. Infield has to come in. Hardman swings over top of that one.
Good pitch.
Hardman with 12 runs batted in this season.
As a hitter, this is the very best time to hit. When you see those infielders in your face like that, it is easy pickings to put the ball out there.
3-1. Good take.
I used to love these situations.
Jack Cat awaits on deck for Tri-West. That one got away.
Great base
Runner
running.
will scamper home from third. Tri-West in front. So the first time that Tri-West puts 2 across home plate in a given inning today.
Again, man, I just cannot say enough about Blake Sonicson. I mean, just what a game for him. I mean, big-time game in this rivalry situation. Really cool to see.
Cat has walked twice. Hardman has stolen 2 bases. A little more difficult against the lefty. And again, that one slung across the outside corner for a strike. Looking ahead now for Danville. Orator, Woolsey, Brayback, the trio due up. Runner takes off. Ground ball. Third baseman charges, has one play, and then a mistake on the throw allows the runner to reach, and heads up base running by Hardman. They'll go all the way to third. And again, in this closely contested game, there's just been a couple too many errors for Danville.
Well, Origer came in, charged the ball very nicely, and he just short-armed the throw, right?
Yep.
You have your momentum is going so hard towards first base, you feel you have to really let off the throw, and that's what he did, but he let off too much.
So here's White, 2 for 4 with a pair of singles in today's game. White does have an RBI already in the contest. See how aggressive Tri-West might get with Cat on the base paths here.
I was just thinking that, but because Warner has been so erratic, he may throw you an extra base.
Just missed 2-0. So this is the 6th batter to the plate this inning.
Ooh, almost right there.
Almost the shoe tops. And it's 3-0.
Give credit to Wenzel there, keeping that ball in front of him.
And ball 4. So five runners now have reached in the inning.
I think someone needs to go talk to
And they're
Warner.
taking place right now.
Yep.
I think it's going to be even more than a conversation. It's going to be a hook. So with that, Garrett Gross will come in to try to keep this to a 1-run game. He enters with the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 7th, as it's now 6-5 Bruins after it was 5-4 Danville to start the inning. Last time we were here in mid-April, Garrett was the starting second baseman for the Warriors in that one. Take a look at what is now the tying run to make it 5-all.
My man Blake Sonicson getting it done again.
Wild pitch would make it 6-5. Gross on the season. This is his 8th appearance. His ERA 3.39 for the sophomore. He has thrown 20 2/3 innings, 22 hits, 10 earned runs. He has walked 8, struck out 18, and opposing batters hitting .259 off of Garrett on the season. So here's Holland hitting as the DH for the first time today after he was hitting as the pitcher in the first 6 innings.
Well, Greg, we have the pleasure of sitting here in the press box with Garrett Gross's parents.
Yep.
Okay. One thing I always love to do is watch a mom watch her young son play a sport. Okay. We're going to get a chance to see that right now. There's going to be a little pressure on young Garrett Gross. Let's see how this plays out.
Holland and Fry, the 2 batters he's due up to face. Infield at the corners in. Middle infield hoping to turn 2. So Holland waved to the plate. Gross is ready to go.
If you're Garrett Gross and the coaching staff have been really paying attention to this game, Chase has really struggled on breaking balls today. If you have a good breaking ball, you should be able to feature that and get him out.
That's it for a strike. No, Wenzel dropped it.
First pitch fastball there, so now maybe that can set up some off-speed stuff. Because like I said, Chase has really struggled with the breaking ball today.
Fouled that one straight back. Counted 0-2.
This is a huge, huge at-bat.
Got away from the catcher. Runner's going to try to score. Gross headed home. Wenzel got there, but not in time. Make it 7-5.
I think that's just a breaking ball that Gross held on too long, spiked it. Wenzel did everything he could to keep it in front. It kicks to the first base side. Runner advances home here, make it 7-5.
Now everybody in the infield in, and this
my
one lined
goodness.
right past the drawn-in infield. Runner will come around from third, throw to home plate. Wenzel couldn't pick it in time, and it's all of a sudden a 4-run lead for Tri-West. So give Holland a pair of RBI on that play. Numbers 13 and 14 on the season.
Really good piece of hitting there by Holland.
All the runs this inning, unfortunately, going on the docket of Warner. So here's Fry. Strike call. Fry reached on an error by the second baseman last time up. They're going to get a runner in for Holland. I believe that is Brayton Brozak that is now running at first base.
I missed something on my scorecard, Greg. What did Brady White, did he come around and score?
He did.
Okay.
White was walked, and then the wild pitch, everybody advanced behind the play, so went from first to second and scored on the single to center field. And the count now 1-1. Yeah, when you run your record to 8-1 in league play, you kind of have days like this.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're trailing 5-4 going to the top of the seventh, you look up and you got a 4-run lead.
It's tough to do, man. Good pitch.
On the changeup.
Great pitch.
Hold the string on that one. 1-2 the count. Again, looking ahead for Danville, they will send 5, 6, and 7 in the line. In Origer, Woolsey, and Braybeck. Those are the three guys due up in the bottom half of the seventh. Slipped out of his hands from the beginning. 2-2 the count.
Garrett needs a ground ball right at his shortstop right here.
Kirby is going to head back to the bullpen and start throwing again for Tri-West. So he's now been sitting for a while. Going to loosen back up a little bit.
Great
Good pitch.
Yep.
Tailed away from the lefty. There's 2 down.
Really good pitch there by Garrett Gross. Two-seam fastball running away from the barrel of the left-handed hitter. Nothing you can do about it.
So here is Damon Catt. Tri-West will bat around this inning. So all 9 batters will come to the plate. And yes, I'm right about that.
I'm not going to get in the argument with you.
You can. You're going to lose it. That's fine. 1-0 the count. Sometimes people say things on a broadcast just to get a reaction out of their broadcast.
I know. I knew you did that. I've been around you long enough, sir.
Yep. Catt, the left fielder, has the outfield assist in today's game.
And you folks that are new to our broadcast, Greg and I have this ongoing debate. When do you consider it batting around? When the 9th guy comes up or when the 10th guy comes up? I believe it's the 10th guy.
Everybody gets a hit in an inning, hence it's batting around. Count now at 2-0. Catt 1 for 4 for the day. That one overthrown and an easy base for the courtesy runner. And again, at the end of the day in this one, if this final score holds in the current fashion, just a few too many mistakes by Danville in this one.
And they are things that you can clean up. You know, you clean up with practice.
Catt taking the entire way here.
Oh, my goodness.
And got hit.
That's about as dangerous play as you'll ever see in baseball. When a guy's squaring around, and obviously you're just squaring around and kind of figure you're going to bunt their 3-0 count. But when your chest is exposed to the mound and that ball gets thrown directly at you, you can't get out of the way.
You don't have there's no
right.
escape path to that.
That's right.
So here's Benner, who began the inning being hit by a pitch. That's when Warner was on the mound. Grazes the outside corner for a strike.
And we have now just got to the point where Tri-West has batted around.
Well, they let a batter go, actually. Count is 0-1.
Good pitch.
There is not a lack of civil discourse on today's broadcast.
That's a great breaking ball there by Gross. If you can throw that again, there's no chance you're going to get a bat on that one.
Counted 0-2. And for the first time today, Benner is retired as an out, but the damage most certainly done. From trailing by a run to leading by 4 on the road. That's the scenario for Tri-West. Now going to the bottom half of the 7th. Bruins to close it out when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
So Kirby back on for Tri-West. He faced 2 batters and got the last 2 outs of the bottom of the 6th. Now he has a chance to get the win today for Tri-West. It would match their win total from a season ago with the Bruins with 13. They would pass their conference win total from last year by getting to 9, and they would maintain first place in the Sagamore Conference standings. Bear is back in the game. Bowdy had hit for him last time up.
Greg, and if you're coaching high school baseball, how much emphasis would you put on winning a conference versus winning a sectional? How would you balance that?
I would always put more emphasis on the sectional, but during the regular season, I would treat it just like you would in college, okay? I'm going to save my ace for the conference game. You know, so in college, we always say you're the Friday starter.
Yep.
Means you're the number 1 pitcher.
Yep.
We don't really have that kind of at this level. But I'd make sure, you know, I'm throwing my 1 at some point in time in this 2-game set.
Gotcha. Absolutely.
So here's Oreger. Oreger 1 for 3. Singleton scored back in the 2nd inning. That one almost clipped him. Missed inside. 1-0 the count. High hopper.
Gonna be a tough play here.
Shortstop fields. Oreger hustling down the line, but
It's a great arm. It's a great arm.
Phenomenal throw to make the play. 1 down.
Not only was it a phenomenal throw, but again, give the umpires a credit. I think that's the right call. He's right on top of that. Bang, bang play at first, but I think it's the right call. Just barely.
Yep, I would
Just
agree.
barely.
So here's Gross. This was what was Woolsey's spot in the lineup, but Gross will have a chance to hit here as he entered in the top of the 7th. It's in for a strike. Rayback has the spot that's next in the lineup. Gross on the season, batting $125, 3 for 24. 5 runs scored, an RBI, does have 1 triple. Oh, backdoor breaking ball, cuts back over the plate to make it 1-2. Same pitch, same result.
That's tough.
Sometimes you just tip your cap in that scenario.
Yep. All you can do.
Kirby has retired now. All 4 batters he's faced. Brayback has to get on to keep the game going here for Danville. Again, got that corner. Brayback bunt, base hit, and reached. Scored in the 2nd. Ground ball, shortstop diving effort. Cat couldn't get there. So there's a stay alive base hit. First base runner to reach against Kirby.
Good job there by Brayback battling that back. Get himself a hit here late in the game. Keep things going for his Danville Warriors team.
Here's Wenzel. He walked last time up. Curtis running his spot. This is the player that got picked off at second base. Still at the time, though, Danville scored 1. Thought that might be enough. Tri-West had other ideas. A little high. Kirby rightfully so in a 4-run game, really not even paying any attention to runner at first base.
Correct.
Just locked in on the number 8 hitter at the plate. Taken all the way was Wenzel. That's in for a strike.
And you say number 8 hitter, we believe he had probably hit the hardest ball of the game today. That
right.
ball he smoked down the left field line for a double earlier.
Missed that one. 3-1. Tri-West, one of the second, one of the fourth, one of the first, one of the second, one of the fourth, one of the fifth, and 5 in the top of the 7th.
Wow.
Foul ball, and Danville now down to a final strike. Brabeck will get the head start on this one.
But as you alluded to earlier, that run really means nothing.
Runner goes.
Good swing.
Batter swings. Hardman playing shallow as he has all day. Makes the grab, and Tri-West gets the Road League W today. Coming from behind in the top of the 7th inning to win it 9-5 on the road. Chris, your final thoughts?
Really impressed by the resiliency of Tri-West. They just kept battling. Like you said, the big 5-run top of the 7th inning gets them a win, keeps them atop of the conference.
Kirby gets the victory. Warner, unfortunately for Danville, takes the loss. Danville sees their 5-game winning streak come to an end. They're now 11-9 and 5-5 in league play. Tri-West is 13-5 and 9-1 in Sagamore Conference action. These two teams will get together again tomorrow. I want to wish them great luck the rest of the way. And again, thank you to Amy Harvey, all the folks in Danville that have us out here throughout the course of the athletic season. I'm looking forward to being back here for football and week number 2 on August the 25th. For Chris Walker and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Goodbye from Danville. Tri-West wins it by a score of 9-5. Presented by Endeavor Communications. You've been watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.endeavor.com.